it's thinking about adapting and moulding to the students that you're teaching, and how they're best going to learn rather than how it has been traditionally taught. I had a group of approximately 12 boys who has selected business admin as their vet in schools, particularly because the other units that were offered just didn't appeal to them. Some of them were just placed into that unit because there was no other choice. So I knew it was going to be a tricky unit to teach. I didn't think that them sitting in front of a computer or having PowerPoints read out to them was going to be particularly useful. They love watching these TV shows that are all about crime. They love video games that are all about, you know, who's shooting who. So I decided that I would tap into that. We took a forensic science approach to the units to alter the teaching so that it was appealing to them, so that they would then enjoy what they were learning and more likely to retain. So I also set up a crime scene, which was the main feature of the unit. And the whole idea was that over the term, the students had to solve who had committed the crime. So we did that also by some blood sampling, creating crime scene notes, which they then had to learn how to document in a word processing software. I created assessments around fingerprinting and got the students to create databases out of the fingerprinting. Also tyre tracks. We did a prac whereby the students were running little matchbox cars on ink pads and matching up tyre tracks. Some of the outcomes that I saw with learners were the ability to use a word processing software that they hadn't used previously, the ability to format and style, the ability to use a Microsoft Access database, something that many of these kids didn't even know the name of that particular software, but were able to walk out of the class going, hey, look what I just did. We also had a guest presenter, the director of the Forensic Services Division of Victoria Police, came in and had a good chat to all of the students. And he also showed them the pathways in which to get into the forensic services field and what courses to do and how to take those steps to make that a career, if that was their idea. I guess my advice to teachers would be to go and find out what are your students interested in. I make sure that when I come into the classroom, I always give my students opportunity to say what it is they want to learn about. I don't generally go in with a big yearly plan. I go and create my units that I'm going to teach around what the students' interests are. So I've been this year learning new skills myself. So I've learnt how I carried out a Certificate 2 in Creative Industries Media to teach kids how to carry out 3D digital animation. And I've now been teaching that this year as a part of Vet in Schools, with the idea that next year I'll teach students how to create video games.